So now, chapter 6 to chapter 12 form the Bhakti Yoga. Lord Krishna especially tells about Bhakti Yoga, and chapter 12 especially discusses the devotional service or Bhakti Yoga. It starts with the question of Arjuna, that is, who is more perfect? Is the devotee worshipping the Lord's personal form, he is more perfect, or the transcendentalist meditating on the impersonal Brahma? So Krishna replies that the devotee who fixes his mind on Krishna's personal form is most perfect, because devotional service employs the mind and senses, and it is natural for an embodied soul to perform service unto a personal form of Lord in order to perfect his spiritual practice and reach the supreme destination. Krishna does not recommend the impersonal path. So, in the topmost stage of devotional service, one's consciousness is fixed on Krishna. Below that is the practice of regulative devotional service. Still below that is the Karma Yoga, in which the fruits of action are renounced. And below that is attaining the Supreme through meditation and cultivation of knowledge. Further, this chapter states that Lord Krishna tells that a devotee who is pure, expert, tolerant, self-controlled, equipoised, non-envious, free from false ego, friendly to all living entities, and equal to friends and enemies is very dear to Lord Krishna. So when in 11th chapter, when Krishna showed his two-handed form after showing the universal form, the universal form is described in the Bhagavad Gita as being composed of the material components of the universe. So, like there are depictions of the heads and bodies of various beings in the universe, including Brahma and serpents, all of which are material entities. Hence, the universal form is material in terms of composition. It can be considered spiritual in its connection and purpose. So Arjuna wants to understand the relationship between Krishna's spiritually all-pervading manifestation, Brahman, and his personal form. And he asks which path is better, worshipping the impersonal or worshipping the personal form of Krishna. So Krishna emphasizes first that the devotees who are devoted to the personal form are the best. So Krishna explains the difficulty in pursuing the impersonalism path, because the path itself is inherently difficult and the progress on the path induces distress. Generally, it is the presence of distress that impels people to search for answer. Why should an individual suffer for something that someone else did long ago? According to impersonalists, it's because we have desires. Most people think they suffer because their desires are unfulfilled. For instance, they may think, I wanted to excel in my class, earn a certain amount of money, win this competition, or marry a specific person, but things didn't work out and that's why I am distressed. Even materialism acknowledges this kind of distress but attributes it to unfulfilled desires. Materialists believe if you can fulfill your desires by acquiring enough resources, becoming wealthy enough, smart enough, or strong enough, you can be happy. So both focus on material solutions. And to some extent, this approach works. By improving the economy, or people will have the resources to fulfill their desires. However, the problem with materialism is that while it addresses some desires, it does not eliminate all sources of unhappiness. Hungry people may be distressed, but those who are well fed often still have many other problems that cause unhappiness. Bhakti philosophy teaches that the issue is not desire itself, but misdirected desire. Bhakti or devotion aligns with personalist philosophy. Bhakti accepts that God is a person and desires directed toward Him are not problematic. Impersonalists believe that distress arises from desire and propose becoming desireless as the solution. They aim to eliminate all desires in order to achieve freedom from distress. However, Bhakti philosophy identifies this as a misdiagnosis. Bhakti teaches that the root cause of distress is disconnection from Krishna, which arises from misdirected desires. Instead of desiring Krishna, we desire other things. So the distinction between impersonalism and bhakti is that while impersonalists see desire as the root problem, bhakti teaches that misdirected desire is the issue. By redirecting our desires toward Krishna, we can transform them into sources of joy and spiritual connection. Desire should be meant to connect us with Krishna. So in fact, the act of desiring something for Krishna naturally leads us to remember Him. Desiring Krishna itself brings satisfaction because Krishna is the source of all happiness. The more we desire Krishna, the more our consciousness connects with Him. And the more joy we experience, Krishna can be likened to an ocean of happiness. In the material world, the desires may be fulfilled, but the heart often remains unfulfilled. For instance, we might desire the latest phone, or the fashionable clothes, bike, or visit to some specific places. And after some effort, significant effort maybe, we may achieve these desires. However, even when fulfilled, the material desires often fail to satisfy the heart. But in the other way round, or conversely, in the spiritual domain, the heart can feel fulfilled even when specific desires aren't met. A devotee's satisfaction isn't dependent on whether their desires are fulfilled, but on their connection with Krishna. The path of devotion is not only joyful but also liberating. Krishna promises in the Bhagavad Gita, "For those who surrender to me, I intervene and uplift them." He assures that the personal path of devotion is superior because it involves His grace and mercy. So, the Lord's intervention plays a special role in bhakti, and that is His mercy. Bhakti accommodates practitioners at multiple levels. Bhakti also transforms our hearts and lives, not only liberating us in the next world but also bringing joy in this world. Bhakti acts as a wondrous means to elevate oneself spiritually. In the bhakti, the idea is that we desire Krishna, we become absorbed in Krishna. Krishna offers 4 levels at which someone can connect. Absorption number 1 is absorption in Krishna. Absorption is natural and complete immersion. Number 2 is fixing the mind intentionally. Intentional effort to bring the mind back to Krishna. This practice is referred to as sadhana bhakti. Number 3 is working for Krishna, performing seva or service. Offering Krishna external activities is often easier than offering Him internal thoughts. And number 4 is cultivating selflessness. Krishna encourages working for a higher cause, cultivating selflessness even in small ways can serve as a bridge towards spiritual progress. Such acts of selflessness bring a person closer to Krishna. So Krishna's approach here is profoundly accommodating. Krishna never says get lost. In fact, Krishna welcomes everyone. Even if someone struggles to engage in devotion directly, Krishna finds a way to help them stay connected. In Krishna's plan, there is always a place for everyone. Ultimately, Krishna desires that we offer our hearts to Him, and He is ready to guide and help us every step of the way. The best path is to offer the mind and intelligence to Krishna as a loving gift. In doing so, one lives in Krishna not just in the future but also in the present. Next, Krishna in this chapter describes the qualities that endear a devotee to Krishna. Devotion means attraction and dedication to Krishna. Virtues or dharma means good qualities and moral conduct. So, those who are having no devotion and no virtues, they are the most troubled individuals. Krishna refers to such people as demoniac. They lack bhakti and dharma. And virtues without devotion is often unsustainable. Atheist can be polite, charitable, and kind, but this goodness is unsustainable due to external factors. Thus, goodness without devotion lacks a higher foundation. Devotion without virtues can be problematic. Devotion may lead to spiritual benefits in the next world, but virtues are essential for contributing to order in the current world. Devotion with virtues is the ideal combination. Such individuals are assets to Krishna's mission. They inspire others through their devotion and contribute to harmony in the world through their virtues. Krishna accepts everyone, but he does not necessarily appreciate everyone equally. So the qualities Krishna describes in this section are more behavioral than strictly devotional. So Krishna needs devotees who embody virtues and good behavior. Behavior is far more important. Behavior matters greatly. He outlines qualities like kindness and freedom from animosity. Various disturbances are described: harsha, amarsa, and bhaya.